Hi, and welcome to this edition of BCPS News. I'm Mary Beth Marsden. On today's show, we'll check out a program that is one of the nation's best, a school with a new look, and 50 years in the making. All this and more, but first let's check out what's trending. Ryan Embriali, the principal of Patapsco High School and Center for the Arts, has been selected as an emerging leader by PDK International. As a worldwide association of education professionals, it recognizes top educators under the age of 40. Under Embriali's direction, Patapsco has earned recognition as one of the Kennedy Center for Performing Arts National Schools of Distinction. And the Washington Post and U.S. News & World Report named it one of the top high schools in America. Students at Halstead Academy took part in the Hoops for Heart program to raise money for the American Heart Association. The event got kids dunking a few basketballs as well as burning a few calories through the various stations. In addition, the program promoted physical education and provided the students with knowledge about heart disease and strokes and heart-healthy living. The funds from the event will go to cardiovascular disease research, stroke research, and health education programs within the community. Kingsville Elementary School decorated more than 50 pumpkins for the Pumpkins for a Cause campaign. With a variety of materials, the student creations resembled historical figures. Faculty and staff members using quarters to vote for their favorite pumpkins each day. The money raised will go to the American Cancer Society for research and treatment. With a click of a mouse, navigating the BCPS website just got easier. The website's homepage now features a directories link that consolidates offices, schools, and parent resources. Also, a new page has been added highlighting construction projects, giving community access to the site, floor plan, and renderings for upcoming and ongoing school projects. Teams from 16 BCPS schools will participate in Battle by the Bay robotics competition on November 17th at the Maryland State Fairgrounds. As a qualifying event for both U.S. national and world championships of VEX robotics, 115 teams throughout Maryland, Pennsylvania, and Virginia will be present. VEX Robotics offers middle and high school students a way to learn more about science, technology, engineering, and math while practicing teamwork, leadership, and problem solving. Stay with us. There's more to come.
So many kids' activities today seem to leave out the activity part. New research tells us that just getting children to walk an extra 35 minutes a day could spare them the pain of thinning bones later in life. Encourage your kids to get up, get out, and get moving.
Hello.
Hey, Grandma, how about another grape soda?
A public service message on building strong bones for kids from the Pediatric Orthopedic Society of North America and the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons.
Hi, and welcome back. Working together for the common goal is what makes joining forces with the law and the schoolhouse a successful partnership. Let's take a look.
Ensuring everyone's safety is top priority for more than 60 student resource officers throughout BCPS. Established in 1998, as a joint venture between BCPS and the County Police Department, the SRO program was created to teach students about the law and to motivate them in making the right decisions.
The SRO usually spends his day observing what's going on in the schoolhouse, teaching lessons to students, counseling students and staff, and just being available to the principal and assistant principal in case there is a safety issue.
In all high schools and all but 4 middle schools, having an SRO present creates a calm and productive learning environment.
If you look at how schoolhouses are set up, the ultimate goal is to make sure that students feel very, very comfortable knowing that there's someone within the schoolhouse that they can connect to.
And it's that connectivity that has made the SRO program one of the nation's best.
I think the program works as well as it does because it's supported from the county executive down. He makes sure that the funding for the program is provided in the police budget and that the police department and the school system work as interagency partners, making sure they share what needs to be shared to keep all schools safe, making sure that the training for the SROs are provided by the school system so that they can stay abreast of the changes in the law and changes in safety issues, how to deal with bullying, harassment, and things of that nature.
I think that when you have young people who are just energetic and full of, the potential, and even if they're getting into a little bit of trouble, to help them correct that course, I think that's my ultimate goal. That's my job.
The success of the BCPS SRO program has become a national model for other school districts. Now let's take a look at Parkville High School's new look as they cut the ribbon on newly completed renovations.
On October 24th, BCPS Superintendent Dr. S. Dallas Dance gathered with local elected officials at Parkville High School to celebrate the ribbon cutting on a $34.5 million limited renovation and addition project.
You know, buildings matter. And when you walk into a school and you can see classrooms set up for 21st century learning, when you see kids who are excited because they're walking into a gymnasium with air, when they're walking into places where they feel confident that say, you know what, I'm a student, I'm a knight of Parkville High School, that matters to a young person. In particular, it matters to our students.
So although we're celebrating new bricks, new mortar, and new facility, which we certainly always need and we welcome, I really applaud you more for the community spirit that you bring this area of Baltimore County and the young people who are served in this school.
The project, which took 3 years, includes additions to the school's stage, corridors, and mezzanine areas, as well as renovations to floors, ceilings, lighting, and doors, and adds air conditioning to the building.
A casual observer might assume that we are here today to celebrate the renovation of a physical structure. It is certainly that, but it is so much more. The truth is that here at Parkville High School, we don't build buildings, we build students.
There are more school renovations to come throughout the county. We'll keep you posted. Now let's turn the corner to head around the county to check out fresh salads in the making and sharpening some essential skills in reading and writing.
Delicious. I like vegetables a lot. They're good for you and they're tasty.
What could possibly convince these students at Owings Mills Elementary School to eat their vegetables? Well, with the help of a unique program called Days of Taste, students have gained appreciation for fresh salads.
So they, I think, get a general sense of where food does come from. I think they get a little education in terms of seeing the different taste components from the first class, where they get to taste through components of sweet and sour and salty and bitter.
So everyone, once the lemon is in here, we put the lemon and the mustard and the honey, okay?
Students applied these healthy eating habits by making their own delectable, low-fat salad dressings to put on top of their greens.
I would say the kids really enjoy it. I find that they're always surprised that we'll do like a lot of it, you know, but I think that they realize that they actually like eating real food and that it really tastes good.
From the farm to your plate, it still tastes great. For Around the County, I'm Abby Casoris.
The 6th and 7th graders at Pikesville Middle School recently got the chance to meet Adam Gidwitz, author of the children's book, A Tale Dark and Grim. With 3 days of presentations and writing workshops, Mr. Gidwitz used his knowledge as a writer to inform kids on the nature of writing.
My books are all based on Grimm's fairy tales, the original dark Grimm's fairy tales, and one of my goals is to expose kids to the real original fairy tales that were not changed for, you know, Disney or to make them cute.
Gidwitz also provided students with information on pursuing a writing career.
I thought it was a good experience to finally meet a real author, so I could get an idea if I wanted to become an author in the future.
By brightening the minds of these future writers, Mr. Gidwitz used this opportunity to make an impact on their creativity and imagination for story writing.
When school is fun, and when reading is fun, and when writing is fun, it instills in kids a desire to continue to do these things that are so good for them and their minds and their development. And so for me, my #1 goal always is that we're all having an awesome time, that we're like laughing and we're scared together, having a great time.
That's great, you got the whole story right there. Fantastic, the whole arc.
I learned that you can become a writer from anything you do, and you can become a successful writer without being a natural writer.
For Around the County, I'm Khalida Valou.
Did you know?
Being in education for a half-century is truly an accomplishment. And for Betty Edwards, that's just part of the story. Let's get in focus.
Patapsco High School opened its doors in 1963, and of course, there's been many changes. Yet somehow, one thing from that year and school hasn't changed. Betty Edwards. You see, for 5 decades, she has been shaping minds and bodies at Patapsco High School.
Unbelievable. It's such an amazing accomplishment, and it is such a great testament to her dedication and her willingness and her big heart that she wants to give to these kids.
Betty Edwards started out as a PE and health teacher for 28 years, and then decided to be a guidance counselor for the last 22 years at one school. Why 2 different careers in the same profession?
I went back to school to get classes that would help me in health, and instead I ended up with the master's in counseling and found that too, it was all meant to be, talking to the students in the class about their personal issues.
Betty has done so much for her school for such a long time. Why does she continue?
I still, to this day, love working with the young people. And when I say that, I don't just mean the students. Our teachers, we have such a young staff, but I enjoy them.
That love has been felt by so many people.
She made you feel like you were part of her family. You were her child, her friend, her confidant.
She's one of the sweetest people I've ever met in my life. And to be inside of this you know, the teaching business, you could say, and still have a good heart after, you know, 50 years, that's just an amazing thing. She's so sincere, so genuine.
Will this dedicated angel decide to stay for another year or retire?
The real answer doesn't have to be now. I think most people that know me realize that the new grandson in my life, it would be nice to spend more time with him.
Well, since she didn't give an answer, when that day does come, what would it be like?
It's going to be very hard because you can't love something for more than half your life and walk away easily.
For BCPS News, I'm Erin Tisco.
5 decades in one school, amazing. And Betty didn't give any indications that she's retiring. We'll have to wait and see. That does it for this edition of BCPS News. If you have any story ideas, comments, or suggestions, contact us at edchannel@bcps.org and follow BCPS on Facebook and Twitter. And as we leave you today, let's take another look at some pretty cool pumpkins for a good cause. Until next time, I'm Mary Beth Marsden. Thanks for watching.